number 10, we have a cheerleader prankster. Have you guys ever done that thing where your friend falls asleep at a party or a sleepover and you draw things on their face? What a hilarious prank, am I right? Especially when you draw a marker pen penis on their face and it's just there for days. Funny? No, not so much in this case. That kind of behaviour, if posted on social media, could lose you your job. This is exactly what happened to an 18-year-old cheerleader for the Patriots in 2008. Caitlin Davis was attending Johnson & Wales University at the time this picture was taken, and it was taken after a Halloween night out. You know that's like, things get a bit crazy. Caitlin said, "Me and my girls left the dorm and went to another house and came back to a kid passed out on the futon we were supposed to be sleeping on. The guys ended up drawing on him due to the fact that he was the first one to pass out on Halloween night. What she didn't realise that amongst the sea of male genitalia on this guy's face, someone had also drawn a swastika. She said, "I didn't realise what had been drawn on him, which I take responsibility for not being alert." Yeah, people weren't very happy when they saw her posing next to a swastika, which I think we can all understand. In at number 9, we have an Ohio bus driver. So what kind of idiot takes pictures of themselves drinking behind the wheel, then posts it on social media? I mean, it's pretty much against the law and could lead the police right up to your door. On top of that, you'd have to be a downright fool to do it if your job is to be a driver that transports children to and from school. In 2015, one lady from the Cincinnati area of Ohio was given the boot from First Student Bus Company after a school was made aware of a beer-guzzling selfie. In her defense, it is reported that she was at the end of her route and there were no children on board, but that was not enough to save her job. In at number 8, we have a pipe smoker. So if you're going to do something illegal, then maybe once again don't post it on Facebook. In 2010, a guy who certainly liked a little blaze here and there posted a picture on Facebook of his activities. Now, I think he's smoking pot from a pipe, but it could be something else. Either way, best not to picture yourself taking drugs and put it on Facebook, especially if your boss is your Facebook friend. So a user posted this picture, to which his boss, Andy, said, "Give me a good reason not to fire you on Monday morning." Eep. In at number 7, we have a teacher on vacation. So Ashley Payne, a young teacher from Georgia in the United States, went on vacation to Europe during the school holidays. During her time away, she posted some snaps from her trip on her Facebook page, which had high privacy settings. One of her pictures posted was of her holding a couple of alcoholic drinks and smiling, and I have to say, to me this looks pretty tame, she's just having fun. Nonetheless, a person claiming to be a concerned parent emailed the school with the picture. On her return back to Alpachee High School, she was given an ultimatum: resign or be fired. Ashley even took the issue to court and lost. Honestly, I think this is absolutely horrible and shocking. She wasn't doing anything illegal, she was just having fun on vacation, but this picture lost her job. In at number 6, we have a naughty mascot. So 40-year-old mother of 3, Tracy Chandler, was a team mascot for British football team the Doncaster Rovers. In 2011, Tracy wore the Donny Dog team mascot costume and was fired after she posted a snap of herself in lingerie next to the dog's head. Now the image was reportedly part of a shoot for children's charity NSPCC, however, when the football club saw it, they let her go from the team. Now Tracy was very upset, having been at the club for almost 4 years. In an interview with BBC Radio 5 Live, Tracy said, "I am absolutely devastated. I've not stopped crying all morning." She said that they had sent her an email saying they didn't need her services anymore and that she had disgraced the club. It was noted later that she was fired for this image whilst the guys in the team had posed semi-nude for the same charity for a calendar a few years earlier. People were crying sexism and she was offered her job back. Go Tracy! In at number 5, we have a Taco Bell employee. Oh honey no. The second I saw this picture of an unidentified Taco Bell employee licking a stack of tacos, I knew that he was asking for trouble. This employee and the photographer worked at the Ridgecrest branch in Kern County, California. After the image was posted on Facebook, it made its way to the powers that be in head office. Obviously the pair that were involved were fired. However, afterwards, Taco Bell did release a statement saying that the image was a prank and they were using a stack of training tacos that were about to be thrown out. Part of the statement read, "We do not believe that these employees harmed or intended to harm anyone, but we deplore the impression that this has caused our customers, fans, franchisees and team members. The behaviour is unacceptable for people working in a restaurant." They said that the employees involved were suspended without pay and eventually were terminated. Clearly in KFC, a lady didn't get the memo that licking food was wrong. In at number 4, we have the Kentucky Fried Potato Licker. In 2013, a high school student with a part-time job at KFC in Johnson City, Tennessee, was fired after a picture of her licking a tub of potatoes was posted on Facebook. Unlike in the Taco Bell case, these were real, non-training potatoes. KFC posted a statement to say, "As soon as our franchisees became aware of the issue, immediate action was taken. The investigation confirmed the photos were taken after the restaurant was closed and that none of the food was served. The employee involved was immediately terminated." So guys, have we learned our lesson yet that if you work in a food establishment, pretending to do anything with the food and posting it on social media will probably get you fired? So next up, zoos are supposed to be fun and educational places for families, but who knew that the most savage animal of the day would be a zoo employee? That's right, in at number 3 we have a racist zoo worker. In 2015, Shana Latrice uploaded a photo of herself whilst working at Brookfield Zoo in Chicago. She put this picture on both her Instagram and her Facebook. Whilst she probably shouldn't have been taking selfies on the job, this picture of her posing near the Pepsi fridge wasn't the reason she got fired. It was the caption that caused the issue. Alongside her sassy picture, Shana posted, "What's up y'all? At work serving these rude white people." Adding her location as her workplace at the zoo made it easy for people visiting the attraction to see her post. Many were offended, and the picture was passed on to her bosses. The zoo responded by saying that this was absolutely unacceptable. They said, "We have a zero tolerance for these kinds of divisive behaviours. This individual is no longer employed by the zoo." Yeah. In at number 2, we have a daycare worker giving the middle finger. Honestly, it's really hard to believe how stupid some people are. Social media is never ever safe from prying eyes. In 2016, a 19-year-old daycare worker in Mesa, Arizona posted a picture of her giving the middle finger to a class of toddlers. She even posted a caption saying, "I swear I love kids." Now of course this isn't acceptable, and to make it even worse, she showed a child's face in the picture, which obviously we've had to blur out for this video. Kids Play daycare owner Dorothy Thornton said that she had no choice but to fire the young woman who had worked with her for the past 7 months. She did note that the teenage worker cried as she knew she had made a mistake. Okay guys, so we have reached that all-important moment in our most amazing top 10 pictures that lost people their jobs. In at number 1, we have a naked police officer selfie. So what could be more pressing than fighting crime? Getting naked in the back of your squad car and having someone take pictures of you, of course. Mexican police officer Nidia Garcia lost her job when this picture surfaced online. Now yeah, we've obviously had to blank out her nipples. Aside from the picture being taken on work time, her uniform and weapon can be seen clearly. The picture was also taken by a male co-worker who was not her husband, so who knows what on earth was going on there. Either way, she was threatened with a firing by Escobedo police, but she decided to quit instead and now works as a stripper. Every cloud.
Coming in at number 10, we have this guy. He used to work at Taco Bell. He tweeted a picture of himself peeing over some sort of Taco Bell dish while he was at work with the hashtag Piss Olympics. He does not work at Taco Bell anymore. Can you guys guess why? Yep, you got it. He forgot to add extra cheese. No, but for real though, he tweeted this picture out and got fired. I think he was expecting some sort of mass internet high five from everyone, but everyone was like, that could have been my food. So yeah, not cool. Moving on to number 9, we've got Kevin Colvin, who in 2007 told his work he needed time off to attend a family emergency. But this was actually what he was doing. Yeah. Isn't he just the cutest little fairy you ever did see? Well, he might have got away with it, but Kevin decided to post this picture of him partying as a fairy to his Facebook. Here's the email where Kevin lied about the family emergency, and here is his boss's reply. Cool wand. With those 2 words, he made it pretty clear that the relationship between this fairy and his job were pretty much over. It's done. I don't know though guys, maybe he did have a family emergency in New York that needed him to party like a fairy. Someday that might happen to all of us. Alright, next up at number 8 we have this picture that lost sign language teacher Sharon Duffy her job. The words on that whiteboard you can see appear to be Florida, toast, and the blurred one is sucker. And I've just realised that the editor will probably have to bleep that word out anyway, but trust me, it's not the kind of word one would expect to find on a school whiteboard. One mother seemed to agree so much that when their kids showed them this picture that they took, they posted it to Facebook. It then blew up enough that people got so angry about this, Sharon ended up resigning. She said it was just a fun, dirty game of charades with her students and that she had a lot of support, but others just couldn't get past the fact that she had written sucker on the board. That was bleeped out again, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm an idiot. At number 7 now, a lot of you guys will remember the awful 2013 Boston Marathon bombings that killed 3 people and left 264 people injured. Horrible, horrible day. Many people even lost a limb or two. Now if you thought that wasn't really a source for comedy, then maybe check this out. This girl thought it would be a good Halloween costume that year to dress up as one of the victims and tweet this picture of it. Less than 24 hours later, she got the news that she had been fired from her job. I kinda wanna say, oh well, maybe she didn't know, maybe she didn't understand that it was offensive, but yeah, come on, who thinks that dressing up like that is okay and that they can get away with it? Mental. Coming in at number 6 now, we have the high school basketball coach Lorraine Kelly, who posted this picture of her fiance touching her chest. You might say it's a little bit cheeky, you might say who is that incredible photo bomber in the back, or you might just be admiring the scenery behind them. Looks lovely, doesn't it? But the school that she worked at said it was not okay. When they saw the picture, they not only forced her to resign, they also tried to get her teaching certificate revoked so that she couldn't teach anymore ever. That seems a little harsh to me. Like, are they just jealous of him maybe? Or maybe they're jealous of her because she's also getting a sneaky little touch of him in there too if you look very closely. Alright, I need to stop over-analysing strangers' chests. This is getting a little weird. Coming in at number 5, we have this picture that was posted by a Chinese policewoman to social media. Now to most people there's nothing really wrong with it, but for her employee they didn't really like the whole short shorts and police shirt combination. They actually said it was vulgar and dismissed her after the pictures started to go viral. I know what you guys are thinking. I'm sure there are hundreds of thousands of policewomen in China. How did they figure out who it was? Well, the woman displayed her police badge number in pretty much all the pictures. That's how they found her. Rookie mistake. Every police officer knows that if you do want to take a cute picture in short shorts, you gotta hide that badge number. Moving on to number 4 now, we have Katie Duke. She was an emergency room nurse at a New York hospital and posted this picture to Instagram of a recently used trauma room that had been used to treat a man who had been hit by a subway train. She captioned it, "Man vs 6 Train, the aftermath." 6 Train is the name of the New York subway line that he was on when he was hit. Her fellow hospital staff thought this was pretty insensitive and so she lost her job. But what was really unique about this case was that she was part of a hospital documentary called NY Med, so the whole world got to see the moment she lost her job. Katie said she meant to show everyone what she has to go through as an emergency nurse, but I don't know, I think there's a little bit of a fine line here. Man versus food? Great. Man versus train? Let's just say that wouldn't make a great YouTube channel. Next up at number 3 now, we have Carly McKinley, the teacher who tweeted pictures of herself smoking marijuana in her school parking area with the caption, "I'm naked, wet and stoned." I really hope nobody takes that clip out of context with me saying it. She also tweeted about how other students there were jailbait and how she was watching a drug bust at school happen when she had weed in her car. A lot of students seemed to find it funny and they defended her, but the school was not so amused. They fired her, leaving her naked, wet, stoned and jobless, I guess. I can only hope there are jobs out there looking for naked, wet, stoned people. Coming in at number 2 now, we have the story of Adria Richards, who was attending a tech conference in 2013 when she got sick of 2 men behind her making sexist jokes about big dongles and forking. They're 2 tech terms, if any of you guys didn't get that. I didn't get it. Adria got it though, and she turned around and tweeted this picture of them to publicly shame them. Twitter got all fired up, there was a huge backlash and one of the guys ended up losing his job. But then she got attacked by hackers who disagreed with what she had done. They exposed her private information and even hacked the company she worked for. And then she lost her job for publicly shaming those men. So in the end, 2 people lost their jobs and a company and a woman got hacked because of 2 guys making a pretty tasteless joke about big dongles and forky. looks like they've ended up being big forking dongles. And now at number 1, we have a sick person taking sick pictures of physically sick people. Tatiana Kulikova was a paramedic who posted these pictures and selfies with patients who were being rushed to hospital for serious injuries. If flipping off your patients isn't bad enough, she also added captions like "another moron" and "how I hate my job" alongside a heart attack victim. Shockingly, this didn't make her go viral in a nice way and like appear on the Ellen show. She lost her job. And it's also rumoured that some of the victims' families might even sue her. In response to all of this, Kulikova had no comment. Makes a nice change, doesn't it? Coming in at number 10 now, we have these guys from Birmingham, England, who took this picture of a mock ISIS execution after a team building day out. The men worked for a bank there who sent them go-karting on that day, and when they finished, they realised the similarity between the go-karting jumpsuits and balaclavas and the clothes of terrorist executioners and their victims. They decided to post their mock-up to Instagram, expecting lots and lots of laughs, but some of their co-workers at the bank saw it, they reported it, and the men were very quickly fired. Sometimes there's a time and a place for certain jokes, but I'm not sure where the time or place for this joke would be. Next up at number 9, in 2013, Melissa Jordan left her son at the Heavenly Haven Childcare Center in North Carolina. Later that day, she saw pictures on Instagram posted by one of the carers of her son in a high chair, and the comments appeared to be laughing at his speech difficulties, even turning him into a meme at one point. The woman, Jenna Farrell, had posted pictures a few weeks before laughing at another kid's teeth. Now it goes without saying, but it's pretty much a big no-no to post children's images without the parents' or employer's consent, but laughing at them as well pretty much knocked it out of the park, and Jenna Farrell was fired right there and then. Moving on to number 8 now. In 2015, WWE Diva star Zara Scriber lost her job as a wrestling star after someone went back through her Instagram and found these pictures she had shared of a My Little Pony character dressed as Hitler and some sort of satanic looking swastika collage thing. As the outrage expectedly poured in, Zara defended herself by saying, "I like history. The swastikas means prosperity and luck. It was around way before Hitler turned into an icon." Now while that is kind of true, she clearly wasn't talking about the ancient Hindu version when she posted the Hitler My Little Pony thing. Whatever that is. Coming in at the number 7 spot now, we're going over to Taco John's, where this picture was posted to the company's Facebook with the message: "This woman was preparing food with bare feet, no uniform, her bra and chest hanging out all over the place. She was pouring sweat, wiping it off with her hands and not washing them. I asked for the manager. She was the manager." Yes, that was manager Melinda Harvorson, who was swiftly fired for violating health codes. In her defense, some people said she was preparing food for herself and her friends, but it's a pretty shaky defense. I don't know, what do you guys think? Coming in at the number 6 spot now, we have Paula Deen. The famous TV chef has got into trouble over the years for being racist. There's no two ways around that one. In 2015, she posted an image to her social media of her and some of the crew dressed up as TV characters from the 1950s show I Love Lucy. Now people immediately noticed that her son Bobby, who was dressed up as the character Ricky Ricardo from Cuba, was clearly painted a darker shade of brown. Some people were outraged and called it brownface, and while Twitter argued about it, Paula Deen released a statement that she had fired her social media manager. Probably because you can't fire yourself. Actually, you can fire yourself. What am I talking about? Moving on to number 5 now. In 2013, a Subway employee in Ohio called Ian Jett was fired for posting this picture. Now at first you might think, it's blurred out. What is he doing? I can't really see. And then you'll probably be all like, oh no. No, surely he's not actually. But yes, he is putting exactly what you thought he was putting onto that Subway sandwich looking dough. Unbelievable. The caption read, "My name is Ian Jett and I will be your sandwich artist today." Now before you guys pick up your pitchforks, apparently he told an interviewer that this picture was actually taken at home and not at work, and that it was just a joke. But I don't know if that was clear enough, and Subway certainly didn't see the funny side and fired the sandwich artist right away. Next up at number 4, in 2013, a woman called Caitlin Semino posted a picture of her posing with a couple of racists. Well, How do I know this picture is racist, you might ask? Well, take a look at it yourself. Yes, that guy is actually wearing full blackface as part of his costume depicting Trayvon Martin, the 17-year-old who was fatally shot by neighborhood watch coordinator George Zimmerman. First question you might ask is, what on earth were they actually thinking? Either they weren't, or they're just straight up racist, and Caitlyn seemed to think this was all fine, and she stood and smiled and posed with them for a picture with these absolute morons. She tried to take the pictures down when she got a huge backlash, but it was already too late, and she lost her job when her workplace didn't want to be associated with her anymore because she wanted to be associated with blackface. Good riddance. Moving on to number 3 now, we have Olivia Sprower. She was a high school teacher from Florida who decided to do some part-time swimwear modeling. She was doing this for a while and said she knew full well that if the school found out, she would lose her job. Olivia said she didn't mind though because she just wanted to make it to the end of the school year. Unfortunately, she didn't. On April 29th, she was called into the principal's office and asked to confirm if the pictures were indeed her. She said yes and was fired on the spot. In a later interview, Olivia said, "I don't make pornography, I don't open my legs on camera, I take swimsuit glamour style photography." What do you guys think though? This was quite hotly debated in the media at the time. Is swimsuit modeling inappropriate for a teacher to pose in? Next up at number 2 now, in 2013, New Jersey waitress Dana Morales posted a picture of a receipt to a gay community Facebook page. It appeared to show that she had not been tipped by a customer, and it said, "Sorry, I cannot tip you because I do not agree with your lifestyle and the way you live your life." People were obviously outraged that she had experienced such discrimination, and she ended up being given $3,000 by well-wishing strangers. But then, a few days later, another receipt was posted online. This one was the customer's copy of the exact same bill, and it showed they had tipped Dana $18 on a $93 bill. Now, Dana did not comment on why she forged a receipt and took thousands of dollars from strangers, although she did end up refunding all the online money. Her employer quickly said she was no longer working for that restaurant. And finally now, at number 1, in 2015, Alejandro Rett was vice president of clothing company J. Crew. The company had been struggling a lot and had announced they were going to have to lay off 175 of their employees from across the company. Luckily, Alejandro avoided the chopping block but still had to tell some staff members below him that they were being let go. A very sad day, you might think. Nah, no way. Alejandro posted pictures just hours later of him celebrating with other high-up employees with the hashtag Hunger Games and "May the odds be ever in your favor," referring to the dog-eat-dog nature of the Hunger Games movies. Now you might say this is a little bit insensitive to post this at the same time as some of your colleagues are going home and wondering how they were going to pay their rent that month. Well, J. Crew seemed to think so too, and insiders at the company said Alejandro was fired soon after. I wonder if anyone partied that night.